Hi, my name is Miriam Bogler, founder and CEO of Project Pulse. In this video, I'm going to provide you an overview of the Design a Garden project. This project is based on a Texas Performance Standards project for third grade students. In this project, you will design a garden space composed of rectangles. You can choose from a variety of garden types: vegetable, Texas wildflower, butterfly, succulent, herb, flower, or develop one of your own. You will learn about plants and their life cycles, research types of plants to include in your garden, and investigate specific planting and growing requirements. You will create a life-size diagram of your garden design and a component for each plant represented. You will present your diagrams, provide information about the type of garden, present your research on the plants, and explain your interest in the careers of horticulture and botany. This project contains 9 tabs: About Plants, Plant Parts, Growing Plants, Composite Figures, Garden Type, Plants, Garden Design 1, Garden Design 2, and the Garden. In the About Plants tab, guided by the questions above, you are going to research and write about herbaceous and woody plants, annual, perennial, and biennial plants and life cycles. In the Plant Parts tab, guided by the questions on the top, you are going to research plant parts: the roots, the stems, the leaves, the flowers, and fruit. You will then use the text boxes below to write about those plant parts. You will also use the annotation tool to create annotations for the stem and flower images. In the Growing Plants tab, you are going to list the 7 things that plants need to grow. Use the table to provide 3 examples of annuals, biennials, and perennials, and provide 2 examples of edible parts for each part of the plant. In the Composite Figure tab, you are going to be guided by the instructions on the left about composite figures, and to calculate the perimeter and area of the composite figures laid out on the grids in the center and right sides of the workspace. In the Garden Type tab, you are going to use the USDA planting zones chart to find out the best times to plant in your area. You will then copy the Google spreadsheet on the left and fill out the table with the best planting times for plants listed in it. You will then try to decide what type of garden you want to plant. The choices are listed in the middle. You need to choose one. Finally, you will select the right plants for your garden and list them in the file below. In the Plants tab, you are going to create a component for each plant you are planning to plant in your garden. Each plant component includes an item for its scientific name, its type, its spacing needs, its anticipated height, and some interesting facts about it. You need to replace the information with your plant's relevant information and relevant images. In the Garden Design 1 tab, you actually have 2 of these, Garden Design 1 and Garden Design 2, which are the two options for you to design a garden. In the Garden Design 1, you are going to plan your garden by drawing it on the workspace using its grid. You will then calculate its perimeter and area by applying what you learned about composite figures, And finally, you will use images of your plants to populate them on the garden grid that you designed. In the garden design tool, you will do exactly the same as you did in the garden design 1, only this time you will come up with an alternative design for your garden. In the garden tab, you are going to choose the best design out of the two you explored previously and draw it on the workspace as your final design. You will populate it again with all the plants you are planning to plant there. Finally, you are going to write up a paragraph about the reasons for your garden choices and another paragraph about a botanist or horticulturist career that you would be interested in pursuing. Thank you, and I hope that this helped you understand the Design a Garden project.